Okay, continuing where we left off, I am going to be doing this in 10-minute interval or 8-minute intervals. I am recording with my iPod. Here are the benches that I did. There's a better view. And I will just continue drawing. So, better view on what's going on here. That, whatever you want to call it at the bottom right, is going to be a tree. And I'll take the card off. And there you go. Okay. When adding on to figures you already have, you have to pay attention to the rules of perspective that you're using. And the rules are that, or rules of form or whatever that I learned personally, that's probably obvious and everyone already knows, is all horizontal lines should be facing the same area, and all vertical lines should be facing the same direction. So in other words, my vertical lines are, we'll use this big object right here. These would be my vertical lines, and they're all facing upwards towards the same location. Well, not the same location, but in the same direction. Whereas my horizontal lines are all headed towards their respective vanishing points. I would draw the perspective lines, but there'd be so many lines that you wouldn't see the city, so I erased them as I went. Now, back to what I was doing. Finishing the third bench. For detailing that you want to be clear, sharp, a lot, and small, you want to have a sharpened pencil and keep it sharpened. Like my pencil right now, you can see it. It's a little dull, so I'm going to go ahead, because my lines that I'm getting on this bench are not very good. I'm going to go ahead and sharpen my pencil. What? And as you see, I'm already starting to get that much finer, much better lines on my drawing, just from sharpening a pencil. Now, I have the front parts of my bench, they're fine and good to go. But the issue is that they're still not all there. I think, like for instance, this bench up here needs a post in the back, because needs a post right there. So the question is, that it just doesn't look right. It just simply does not look right. So when you get issues like this, I have this line is going to my vanishing point. This line goes to my vanishing point. This line goes to my vanishing point. This line is off. So now I've discovered why my drawing's looking the way it is. I had a line that was not aimed towards my vanishing point. So I'm going to go ahead and draw and fix the issue. So there. It still does not look as good as the other benches. It is not near as good as the other benches. But I am going to cover that up, and this is something that I do often. I'm going to put bushes around it and hide it. So as I remember, see, my vertical lines, as I start my shrubs, are going to stay going in the same direction. And my horizontal, we're going to make this a kind of trash can. So it's like that. So now, since the back of my bench looked off, there's now a trash can blocking that spot of the bench. Now, nobody will know well, some people will know, but nobody's going to recognize instantly that part of the bench is bad. So now, I'm going to redefine my building lines. I do this. I wouldn't recommend doing it, but I redefine building lines early in the place that I'm working on. The reason why you don't want to do this is because I'm already making it look kind of dark, and I'm flattening the teeth of the paper. And that's a very important thing not to do, because it takes away a lot of quality and a lot of ability for the artist to work with. So now I have my road, my horizon, the edge of the building, and a small bench. So now I need to put stuff around and really bring out these benches. So what I'm going to do, this is close up, this is far away. See this right here, I should be able to see something right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Now, I'm not sure if I see this. So the question is, how do you go about doing that? Seeing if you can see it. Well, to do a correct perspective, you check your perspective line. So I'm going to take my card to the tip of the thing, and it goes behind. It's directly on top of the top of my bench. Now my bench is beginning to have form. Well, if you've ever drawn stuff, when it goes from this angle to a horizontal angle, it changes. So it's going to go like this. It's going to wrap around like that. Each and every single one of these are going to wrap around like that. So there. So now that bench has a little bit of form. Now, the same thing applies to this one over here. These shouldn't be flat lines. So I'm going to go ahead without the card and sit here and that's fine, and check with my card. Yes, so it goes behind it like that at an angle. It does not go, it's underneath the top of it instead of directly on the top of it, like the one in front. So you can see how it's changing already. Now this bench is fine. I don't add any form because it's so far away and so close to my vanishing point. Now, the question is, what do I add now? I have a doorway. Some benches. This looks like fine. This looks pretty good.